Alright, you guys, so I wanted to kind of take a quick pause in this tutorial video that's going to be mostly sped up so you guys can just kind of see me work my way through a 6-color paper stencil print. Not a lot of description because you got that in the 3-color paper stencil demo tutorial video. But at this point I wanted to pause because I wanted to talk a little bit about this thing called a split fountain. And that's when you take 2 colors in the same screen and you overlap them a little in the middle, and then you pull the squeegee and they kind of blend in the middle, and you can get like a blend, you can get a real sudden break in color. That's harder to maintain over time. The blend is a little bit easier. And yeah, so we'll do that. So I've got 2 colors here. So we've got a dark blue, we've got a light blue, and so I want those 2 colors to blend from light to dark. You'll see this sometimes in older prints, and they would call it a rainbow roll, where they would literally use all the colors of the rainbow. It gives it kind of a real psychedelic effect, but it also really just has that feel and kind of harkens back to that time. So a lot of people don't do that anymore. It gets used a lot more subtly nowadays. So what I want to do I want to go ahead and get my colors out. I'm going to have them kind of start to blend in the middle. One thing to keep in mind is your darker color is always going to overpower your lighter color. So you want to make sure when you're placing your blend, you don't have the dark ink overlap your light ink too much. All right, so I got my 2 colors laid out. One of the tricks to doing this is making sure that your squeegee is wide enough to completely cover the area you're about to print, so you're not having to like shift it side to side to finish off the flat. And that's all I'm doing is I'm printing kind of the background color from the stencils that I cut. The other trick is to always be pulling away from the clamps so that the clamps are attached to the edge of the screen that's perpendicular to your direction of your blend. And the reason for that is if I have the clamps over here and I lift the screen up, my colors are going to blend or bleed into each other and drip across each other, and that's going to mess up my blend. So if I'm blending away from my clamps and I put the screen up, the ink's always going to blend or drip into itself, into its own color, as opposed to messing up my blend. So the other trick is to make sure you kind of get those colors mixed quite a bit on the edge before you start printing. So this is kind of the boring part, because you just have to do it like kind of ad nauseum. You can't do it too much, because you're still going to have it kind of needing to be mixed and blended more as you print it. But the more blending you do on the edge, the less prints you're going to kind of fork up as you actually print. So always have some extra newsprint around, because sometimes you're just going to need to print on newsprint or test paper of some sort till your blend kind of gets even and worked out. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shift the camera into into that high-speed recording, and I'll start printing it.